Now, before we start the video, I just want to give a big shout out to Dan at Chicagoland RC for the awesome price and the quick shipping of my Team Corrali Kagama. And if you're interested in buying this RC and any other Team Corrali car or parts, go to Chicagoland RC and use the code Chicago10 at checkout, and you'll get 10% off your purchase and you'll get free shipping. Again, that's chicagolandrc.com and use code Chicago10 at checkout and save 10% and get free shipping. YouTube, welcome to another video on the channel. Today, we've got a new one for the channel. Now, this year I have not really done a lot of new RCs on the channel, but we've got one special here. We've got the Kagama from Team Corrali, and man, right off the bat, it looks better than it did in the pictures. Obviously, you know, people have their own thoughts and feelings about the body styling of it. I don't care as much. I like the color on it. If you've been following this channel for a long time, you know my color's green. So of course I had to get the green one. I like that it's part shiny and then part matte color, like feeling to it and color to it. I like that, guys. I think that's awesome. I like the rims on it too. I think they match the car pretty stinking well. But it's, you know, the front of it, I can kind of do without. I think they could have did a little bit different on the front of it, but the rest of it is pretty dope to me, guys. So I like it. I dig it. So with this being an 8th scale monster truck, I figured it'd be a good idea to put this against another Team Corrali monster truck that they have that came out last year. So let me go ahead and pull that out and we'll get the comparison going between the two. Be right back. Alright, y'all, so here we go. We got the Kronos XTR. This is the 2022, and then we got the new Kagama next to each other here. And there's really not that much of a difference in size, especially looking at them in person. Now, it says on Team Corrali's website that the Kagama is about 11 millimeters longer in length. From the top view, you can see maybe a little slightly longer in the back as far as like maybe the wing, but other than that, I mean, it's about the same to me. I guess maybe if you want to count maybe the added body, the body coming out a little bit, I don't know. The wheels, everything matches up pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same size as the Kronos. Width-wise, it's exactly the same. And then the height is where the difference is. So the Kagama is a little bit slightly taller height-wise than the Kronos. Let's go ahead and break down the differences on the inside. The biggest difference is that I can see right off the bat. I mean, the basic layout is the same, but you can off the top see this is different. Definitely more support here, and that might be what helps contribute to the height difference. Tires are about the same, but you can see there's got these little caps on the shock tops here. That's definitely different compared to this. Didn't come with that on there. Looking at the arms, the top there, that's definitely a different design. But also looking here, that support's different too. Okay. Shock towers are different for sure. Now these say 70-75 on the Kronos. These don't say 70-75, but they're thick. They're beefy. The arms look like they have a different design as well. See, the shocks are about the same shocks that they always use. Bracing, the top bracing is different. You can see that there. And it definitely looks more beefy on the Kagama, which is nice. The XTR also came with these metal brackets in there, whereas we have the plastic ones on the Kagama. I like where they mounted that for when we go and put our on-off switch. I like that. That's nice. Now before, and again, it also depends on the system that you're in. I took my on-off switch little mount there off. It was mounted up here. Going to the back, you see the shock tower in the back is different. And again, this one says 70-75. This one doesn't, but it's thick. It's beefy. So again, I gotta look to see if it is. I'll put it up in the video if it is, from what I see on the website. I like that they have these little mud guards on the back, whereas this one didn't come with that. But I also noticed with the Kronos, you see that, whereas with this, it's plastic. So that's a little bit of a difference right there with that. But everything else kind of looks the same. No, I should say it looks a little different there too. As in right there. Looks a little bit more beefy with those hinge pin holders. So there's definitely some differences here, more than I thought there would be. Even though Corrali says you can share parts, like 70% of the parts you can share with this and any other model, or some other models, I guess, of the other Corralis. And you can see that there are some that you could probably switch, you could probably swap, make interchangeable, or are direct fits to the two. All right, so with them flipped upside down, you can see even more differences. Now again, the Kronos says that it's 70-75 aluminum, whereas the Kagama does not say that, but there are differences for sure. These arms look more beefy on the Kagama than on the Kronos. I wonder if those are interchangeable. You can kind of see how that sits in there a little bit better than with the Kronos. The chassis is different too. This is definitely thinner here across, whereas the Kagama got more going across, more metal, less plastic. This has more plastic than this does. So those don't look like that would be interchangeable. The chassis are definitely different, but the plastics that go with it look to be about the same. You can tell that these arms too in the rear are definitely more meaty than the ones that come on the Kronos XTR, which is nice to know, because honestly, I haven't had any problems like that with this car. I have done a lot of things with this RC, and I haven't had a whole lot of issues with things breaking and whatnot. So to only make it stronger is kind of encouraging, guys. I like that. I like to see that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get one other RC that's also in the same class as this. We're going to compare the size of these two real quick. I'll be right back. All right, now before you guys even asked, I figured I'd go ahead and do it. So here you got the Kagama and you got the Armor Kraton EXP. Here's a quick comparison to the two. It's about the same size. The wing sticks out a little bit longer on the Kraton, but other than that, these are about the same. Not the stock tires. These are Proline Badlands, so these are just a tad bit wider than what the stock tire would be. So that makes the stance on this Kraton just a little bit wider. So don't take that too much in consideration. They're pretty much about the same width, guys. So probably wondering why I didn't just go ahead and get the RTR, because honestly I love Corrales electronics. I think it's awesome. I've never had a problem with their electronics at all in any of my rigs. However, I have the Morocco, as a lot of you know if you've seen this channel, and I've decided to do something a little bit different with that RC. So because of that, I wanted to take the electronics out of that anyways, and they're pretty much exactly the same electronics as what comes in the RTR. So here's what we got. We got their Torx 185 ESC that I'm going to be putting in here. We've got their Kurion 825 to 2050 kV motor that I'm going to be putting in here. I'm going to be putting it on here with a 13 tooth pinion and fans that I already had set up anyways. And it's going to have their servo in here as well, that comes the same servo that comes in the Kagama in the first place. The only difference between the RTR Kagama and this one that is going to be different is I'm going to be running a Dumbo RC transmitter and receiver. That's the only difference between what this one's going to be and what the RTR would have been. So I saved myself a couple of dollars by doing it this way. But pretty much the test that we're going to be doing on it, the runs, the flips, the whatever that we end up doing with it, is practically going to be just like it was an RTR out of the box. I wanted to give you a quick little breakdown late night because I got it. I'm excited to get this thing actually up and going. I think that this has potential to be one of the best bashers of the year, guys, and I'm genuinely excited to get this thing going. All right, y'all, so we got the Kagama out for this first run. I got in a little different location today. I'm gonna give it a try. I'll show you guys in a little bit. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to get some air off of it. But anyways, let's show you guys the setup real quick so you guys see it all put together now. So this, like I said, is the same exact thing that I had in my Morocco. So everything is exactly the same as that car. 13 tooth pinion. I did go ahead and change out the diff fluid in the center diff. I did not mess with the rear or the front one just yet. We're gonna see how it goes with just the center diff, but I did put $1 million in the center. So that's it really, guys, for the beginning of this. We're gonna see how this rips now and go from there, see how I want to set it up from there, guys. But let me go ahead, get this thing set up, and we'll be right back. I don't know how this is going to work flying over off of this part. Well, I'm hoping I can get a little bit of air over here. So we'll see what the Kagama can do here. Ooh. Yes. Guess dogs are mad at me right now. Oh. Oh. She took it. Ooh. That's punishment. Oh. We're good. Ooh. Might have to go hit up my other spot.
I don't know if I want to keep doing it. Yeah, already busted the body. Ah, I wonder if I go fast enough if it'll just skip along there. See if we can't get a launch here. What do you guys think? Nope. Well, it was a cool little front flip. That was good. Not bad, man. You're getting some pretty cool air off of there. Ooh, whoa. Oh. Oh, come on, dude. Are you kidding me? That's what happens when you bust up the body already. Doing crazy stuff. This thing is just like the Kronos in terms of its crazy flipping and style and being a beast on 6S. Just want to see if I can land a smooth one. There we go. That was smooth. Oh man. Would I say this thing is trustworthy? So far, yeah. Because I've definitely been launching this thing. I've definitely been being stupid with it, that's for sure. Goodness. And so far this thing has been taking it. Absolutely taking it. Ooh, that was a horrible landing. Let's see. Everything looks straight still to me. Oh, except for I just lost a tire in the water. All right, y'all. So, unfortunately, that's gonna have to wrap up this run. Lost the nut for it, the wheel hex. But as everybody knows, Team Corelli does not. They don't include the serrated ones with their cars. This is bound to happen because I know I tightened everything down before I came out here. Anyways, going over the car, besides that, you just see it's definitely dirty. We were definitely having some fun, but everything seems pretty good. The car ran good. It's not terribly hot. I don't have my temp gun, so I'm doing like the hand check on it, and nothing is terribly hot. So it's running pretty good as far as that goes. A couple of times I landed in a very bad spot, and you can see I don't see anything wrong with the chassis. Nothing bent, nothing tore up. You know, we do got some scuffs and some scrapes on the chassis, but that's about it. But you can definitely tell I was landing some hard ones here. So all of that worked out good. The only other thing I would say is just the body, and that's again my fault. Cased it pretty hard off of the concrete there. That happened when I did that, but everything else seems to have been holding up very, very well with this. I broke my sway bar bracket, little plastic piece here for my sway bar broke. All right, that's still not terrible. It's an easy plastic part to replace. I have plenty of those at home. But the biggest things, the most important things that held up, bracing. I don't see anything like that that's messed up, broken. Let's check the back here. Let's check the rear part. Rear looks good. Yeah, rear looks good. Should adjust these droop screws a little bit. Did forget to do that. Yeah, everything else looks pretty good in there, guys. So first run, not mad. Change those out, change that little plastic part. Looks like I bent the sway bar a little bit, but that's easy enough to bend back. Like I said, there were some hard landings. You guys saw it. I did get one landing where I actually landed in like the little drainage ditch over there. But I didn't get it on camera because I had the camera set up for a different shot and I missed it. But that's why you see some of this stuff is wet in here. But anyways, good run, good first run, guys. I look forward to getting this thing out, getting my ramp out and sending this thing off my ramp, going back to my other spot and doing some bashing, some running on this thing, guys. We'll try some different configurations out too as we go. But if you like this video, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.